What is a booking curve? A booking curve is simply a graphic representation of the number of rounds of golf you have on the books at any time in advance of play. To create a booking curve, you can plot the number of rounds sold on the vertical against a horizontal plane of how many days in advance of play those particular rounds of golf were booked. It's a very simple and straightforward tool. Let's go back to that empty course. Imagine how helpful that data would be if you were the operator of that particular course. If you could look at a booking curve for that day, you might understand that most of your rounds of golf were going to come at the very last minute. If that wasn't the case, based on your booking curve, then you might start to really worry. Oh my goodness, I should have more rounds of golf by this time. What am I going to do to bring up my revenue for what might be a cold day? So cold days, we don't have a lot of demand. Hot days, we have lots of demand, may evoke very different responses from us as we try to manage and optimize revenue. And our booking curve provides just that much more information to help us make good decisions. Let's take a look at some booking curves for the Myrtle Beach market. These curves consist of the booking patterns for the entire market of almost 80 courses over a 2-year time horizon. Notice on this chart we have the number of rounds of golf on the vertical and the number of days before play on the horizontal. Not only can we see distinct patterns, but we can see that the pattern is the same for 2 time periods. The pattern tells us that most golfers in this market are booking their golf 2 days in advance of play. But we also see a very interesting bump of advanced bookings 6 months out. So that tells us that we've got very immediate short-term bookers and also those who are very anxious to have a good golf experience and want to nail it down way in advance of play. It might suggest to us that there are 2 different types of golfers in this market, and we could explore that in more detail. Let's take a look at the booking curve for Myrtle Beach in 2014, and we're only looking at the pattern up close for 30 days. Again, you can see that huge spike at the very close to play moment. That's 1 day and 2 days out, but we see 2 other interesting little bumps in this analysis. We see a lot of advanced booking a week in advance, 7 days, and also a higher number of advanced bookings 2 weeks out. To understand that better, we could create some additional booking curves, and we did. This last chart shows you booking curves for Myrtle Beach by 3 different player types. The player types tell us that our members are booking way in advance, meaning a week or 2 weeks, while our package booking is possibly happening even further out than 30 days, so it's not necessarily on this chart, and our walk-in is last minute. This is very helpful because how we offer possible sales or inducements or just encouragement to come play on our course will probably differ by these 3 player types. Now that you've seen how booking curves look, and they're relatively easy to do, you want to continue to think about how can you improve your advanced bookings. Keep in mind, this isn't just about course utilization or selling more rounds. It's also about selling more rounds at the right price.